Hey guys, my name is Hannah and I would say, let's have some fun today. So, I bought me something really special and exciting, at least for me. And what I bought is the Natasha Denona Retro Palette. I think it's such a beautiful palette, guys. We had here in Germany, I think it was last week, a big sale. The Natasha Denona palettes were up to 30% off, and I was between the Retro palette and I was between three palettes actually. I was between the Retro palette, the Retro Glam palette, and the My Dream palette from Natasha Denona. I sorted out the My Dream palette because I saw so many similarities to other palettes I have in my collection, and it wasn't my priority palette. And the Retro Glam palette and the Retro palette was really high up there for me. I decided in the end to get the Retro palette because I thought the colors inside were so stunning and beautiful, guys. I thought they're so I don't know, they are giving me something calm almost, something, yeah, really neutral, but at the same time something exciting to the palette, you know? And although it's looking like I have those colors, I have the feeling I really think there's something so special about those colors that I don't have actually in my collection. So really excited to get into this one. And I think the next time I really will pick me up the Retro Glam palette. But in general, I, want mostly every palette from Natasha Denona. I think every palette is looking so beautiful. Also the Love palette, still can get it here. Really want this. I think it's looking beautiful as well. So yeah, whichever palette it will be next, it won't be the last Natasha Denona palette, so that you know. And yeah, really excited about this one. I wanted to do actually just one look with you, but then I thought, hey, you know what? Let's do again a 3-look video, because I really like to see those types of videos, especially when it comes to Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona. I really like to see some more looks, some more styles, because there are so many shades you can get into, and I think it's a little bit more helpful to have more than just one look on the channel. So yeah, really want to get into this one today with you together. And I really think also about to make a Natasha Denona series on my channel. I already have so many videos with Pat McGrath on my channel because I love her so much. And I really want to do that as well with my Natasha Denona palettes. I think it would be fun. And it would also, yeah, show you guys on my channel a little bit more about my Natasha Denona palettes. Also want to rank them one day with you, but yeah. Now, for today, let's get into the Retro palette, and if it sounds good and interesting to you, stay tuned and let's get started. So guys, let's start with the first look, and because I'm wearing something fairly pink-ish, I really want to start today with the more pinky tones in here. So, not sure what I'm exactly gonna to do, but it will go, I think, in that direction. So let's try it. I think especially her cream to powder formula this time felt so beautiful and stunning. So I'm really excited about that. So I think I would start with the color Andy right here. It's this beautiful rosy-ish tone. Really love how it's looking. And I will go with a more stiffer blending brush. It's a naked brush from a palette. So we'll go in there. This is also cream to powder. You have really many cream to powders in here. So if you don't like that, maybe it's not the best palette for you, but I really enjoy that formula, I have to say. And my Dum Dum ass, of course, forgot to prime my eyes, so quickly we'll do that. Always need to do that. Really feel that the colors are sticking better, looking better, with a nice primer underneath. So can't forget about that, of course. Also a task for me today, guys, I really need to clean my brushes. So today is the day, because they're really not clean anymore, I admit. Wow, I love the shade right away. It's beautiful looking. Wow, really like it. Love those kinds of tones. At least on me, I love them. It's a beautiful shade. And the cream to powder formulation, it's so easy to use. So easy. Already done. Didn't need to blend much. It was a thing of seconds, so really like it. Maybe today I will do a more simple look, we will see. But already love in which direction it's going, so I don't want to disturb the look too much. Really love it. So now I think I want to go into the color Glitz with my finger. And I want to put it at the front portion of my lid to see how it's looking on its own. Oh, so cute, so beautiful. Really like it. It's more like a topper shade, I would say, but it has a little bit of color underneath, so it's not as sheer. You can use it, I think, both ways, as in topper, but also just as in shade on its own completely. Really like this kind of shades. Really effortless and beautiful looking. So to amp it a little bit up, I think I will go now into the color Swing right here with the same brush, but this time I'm using the other side, and this is a really nice, stiffer kind of inner corner brush, and I will go into the color Swing with it. And I will focus this color really near my lash line, on the top part of my lid area. Really near the lash line. I don't want to go too deep today, so... But just that there's a little bit of variation in the look. And I like that you can see the difference. The tone is really beautiful. I'm doing something like a little wing. I go a little bit upwards with the shade at the outer corner of my lid, but it's just really just like an attempt of a wing. It's not really a wing. I think therefore my brush is a little bit too thick. Really like the effect that it's giving me. So now I go into the shade Rebellion with the same brush, and I will smudge it at my lower lash line. Really like that tone. Just a little bit, really near my lower lash line though, and just at the outer portion, to tie the wing a little bit together with my lower lash line almost. So now I will do the same with the other side. First I will go in with the color Swing, really near my lash line on my upper lid area. Work it in step by step, and now I create a little something like a little wing with it. And now with the color Rebellion, just a little bit. This is also cream to powder. I will go on the lower lash line, focus it really near the lower lash line. The colors are so easy to work with, guys. I'm impressed right now, really love it. Now I will go into the color Psychedelic, because it's calling my name. It's so glittery and beautiful looking. We'll go directly in this one with my finger and put it at the middle portion of my lid area, just to give me a little bit of an interesting switch to the look. Oh, look at that shine, guys. Beautiful. It's really something, it's not like Pat McGrath special shades. It's more of that reddish kind of beautiful light eye look that you will get with those colors, I have to feel. Really appreciate this as well. Really love it. You know, it would be boring maybe if every color would be the same from every brand, so really appreciate sometimes the different formulation in every brand, because each has their own specialness to them, you know. So now with a small packing brush, I will go again into the color Andy right here, into the cream to powder formulation, and I will smudge it basically all over my lower lash line. But there where I put the color Rebellion on, I will go a little bit more under there. Not directly on the color, but rather put it directly under the color. And as I'm reaching the front part of my lower lash line, I go more upwards, nearer towards my lower lash line. I hope you understand what I mean, because you know, if you didn't notice already, English is not my first language, so it's sometimes a little bit harder to explain. And I also go a little bit under my attempted wing with this color Andy, and cleaning it afterwards a little bit up with my pinky, like that. So easy, guys. It's done, already done. Really like how fast it is. So the other side as well. So now with the stiffer blending brush again, I will go into the color Mod. It's this whitish shade with a little bit of a pinky undertone, I would say. It's really beautiful. And it's just a really beautiful matte-ish kind of tone. And I will go on my brow bone with this one to smooth everything a little bit more up under it. And maybe I will use this one as well for my lower lash line. Just a teensy bit to smooth everything out. So now with the other stiffer and smaller side of the brush again, I will go into the color Glitz once again. And I will put this one into my inner corners. And drag it also a little bit downwards to my lower lash line, just into the front portion. Now I think I really like the first look. It's a little bit more of on the lighter side. And now I will finish up everything with lashes and lips. And then we will be right back with the finished result and my first look. So guys, here's the finished look all zoomed out. And for my lashes I used my mcgrath Labs Dark Star Mascara. Really love this stuff. And for my lips I also used the mcgrath lipstick. I used her blitztrance formulation in the color Nude Romantique. Thought it's really fitting for the theming that is going on today right here. And really love how it came out, guys. Really love it. For my first look, I have to say all the colors in here performed really nicely. It was so fast and easy. Today I decided to go for a more simple look, for a more, yeah, you could say rosy, light, spring type of look, and I really loved how it turned out. This is what I imagined it somehow to be. Really wanted to go in a light direction. This is all I knew, and it was so organic and so easy for me to reach for those tones and to create something nice on the eyes. And it was, I can't stress this enough how fast and easy it was. I'm so impressed by it. At the end I will tell you all about my feelings, but this is all I'm saying for my first look. I'm really pleased, and yeah, now I would say let's move on to look number 2. Hey guys, let's start with look number 2 today. And for today I thought I will do something in a brown direction, because there are also really many browns in the retro palette. So before we will start, I will clip my hair a little bit back. And yeah, like I said, I think I will go today in a more brownish direction. So let's see what we will get, and now let's get started with look number 2. So this time I primed my eyes beforehand, so we are good now. And I will start, I think, with the shade Apart. This one right here. It's a really nice darkenish brownie shade. This is also a cream to powder formulation. I think the best brushes that are really working with those types of formulations are a little bit more packed brushes, a little bit more danced brushes, if you know what I mean. So something like a packing brush or a little bit more of a denser blending brush is working also really nice as well, like the one I used yesterday for my look to blend out the shade Andy. It was a little bit more danced and a little bit more stiffer, of a stiffer blending brush, if you know what I mean. So I think those types of brushes are working the best with this formulation from Natasha Denona, in my personal opinion. I always have the best result when I'm using brushes like that. So today it's no different. We will use a little bit of a smaller packing brush, and I will go right into this cream to powder formulation named Apart. And I think really I want to put this shade right here all over my lid to give me a nice dark brownish base. I really want to push my looks, my 3 looks, because I really want to see how different I can get with this palette. even though it's like more like a monochromatic type of palette. I will leave a little bit of the front part out, but I mostly cover my whole lid with this shade. A little bit above my crease as well. I really like how rich and pigmented it is. And I think you can get the best pigmentation out of those shades with a little bit stiffer brushes. Also with the same brush and the same color, I will put this one all over my lower lash line. And I'm connecting my lid part with my lower lash line at the end as well. And now with a stiffer blending brush, I will go into the shade Nude Mauve. And this is a powder formulation, a normal powder formulation. And I will go a little bit over the brownish shade and blend everything a little bit nicer out. And with my pinky, I will clean a little bit up on my brow bone area, just a little bit. And with no additional product on the same brush, I will go again a little bit over it. So now with my finger, I will go into the color Jude. And the good thing about this type of formulation, I don't have the feeling that I have to go over it with a glitter glue because of its more creamy, powdery nature. I have the feeling that metallics are really nicely holding onto the lid over top of those kind of shades. So with the color Jude, it's looking really beautiful, I have to say. I will go all over the brownish shade I laid down first. Really, really nice, to give me a nice, beautiful, glowy look. Feeling a little bit like a rocker today, I have to say. It's a really more, yeah, a little bit more of a grungy look today, I have to feel, but I'm digging it. I'm not mad about that. So, but now to lighten it a little bit more up, I will now go into the color Petty right here. It's also a more metallic-y shade, and I will go with a small, stiff packing brush in this shade right here. It's looking really, really beautiful. And with this shade, I will go into the inner portion of my lid area where I left the little space to lighten it a little bit up. And I will drag this shade into the brownish kind of shade to melt everything nicely together. So I love this combination right away. Really, really like it. Also with the same shade, with the shade Petty and the same brush. Again, a little bit in there. And as well on my lower lash line at the front portion, where I also left a little bit of space. I will put directly this color on. But I try to stay very, very close to my lower lash line, so that it's not too dramatic looking. So now I will take the color Mod on the same brush, and I will put this one directly into my inner corner. Today we go for a matte inner corner. Drag it a little bit upwards as well, so that the eyes are looking a little bit more open, friendlier again. Also a little bit on my brow bone area. Right under there. I have a little bit of fallout with this brownish shade. I will quickly swipe it away. But just on this eye, I don't know why. Maybe I did a little bit too much of packing on of that brownish shade on that side. Because on the other side I have close to zero fallout. So I think it was a little bit my fault. Oh guys, I think this is the second look. It was again really organic, really fast and really quick. I'm impressed right now. And I will quickly do my lashes and my lips, and then we will be right back with the finished result and my second look. So guys, and here's the look all zoomed out again. And for my lashes I used again my Pat McGrath Labs Dark Star Mascara. And for my lips I decided today to go a little bit warmer because my cheeks are a little bit warmer, and to match them a little bit better together because my eyes are, yeah, you know, a little bit more on the cooler side. I thought it will balance the look a little bit better out, and therefore for my lips I did use my MAC lip liner in the color Soar, and on my actual lips I have the Pat McGrath Matte Trance lipstick in the color Fever Dream on. I think it's a perfect match with my cheeks, so I think everything is playing a little bit nicer together. So guys, what can I say? I think I managed that my look today is really different from my look yesterday. I think it's a little bit bolder, a little bit grungier, a little bit darker. I like that I see a significant difference from my look yesterday, and I really like the versatility right now. So we will see with which look I will come up tomorrow, but so far so good, and I would say we will see each other for my third and final look. So let's do this. So guys, today is a Sunday, so I'm in my lazy sweater right now. I didn't want it to change that much. I wanted to feel a little bit cozy today, so here we go. And today will be the final look with my Natasha Denona Retro Palette. I'm really excited about that. I have a little bit something in mind, so we will see how far we will get with my idea. If it will change in the middle of doing things, that's perfectly fine. You know, it's all about the creativity today, and it's all about just having fun with this palette right here. So I would say, without much more rambling, let's start with the third look. So I think today I want to do something like a halo, so let's try to stick to that. And I will try to focus on some colors I didn't use until now. So I will start with the color Go-Go right here. It's again a cream to powder. And I will put this one all over my crease. It's a really nice peachy-like shade. Blending again like a dream and really fast. Again, forgot to say, I'm using a blending brush, but it's a little bit of an, you know, denser packed blending brush. Not as much as my naked brush I used, because today I want the color to be a little bit softer than I wanted it to be with my first look. So in that way you can really manipulate those shades, those cream to powder shades. Also something to be really appreciative of. So after that I will go with a really dense packing brush into the color Rebellion, and I will focus this color. It's looking really dark and beautiful. I will focus this color at the inner and outer portion of my lid area. Really beautiful, romantic, but on the same time grungy shade. Really like it. It can go both ways, so really versatile shade that you have right here in my opinion. And I will create a halo, so I will leave the middle portion blank. I don't will put this color too high up, mostly will keep it under my crease area, maybe a little bit above it, but not too much, so that the look is getting not too harsh in the end. I want to keep it as soft as possible. After, with a more loosely packing brush, don't worry, this is really just stain, but I also have to clean my brushes. Didn't until now, so let's see how we will go with that. But it's a little bit looser, and I will go into the color Groove with it, and this is a normal powder formulation Really appreciate this as well. And I will go over the Rebellion shade with it to deepen it even more up. You can see right away that it's getting a little bit deeper with that shade. Can you see the difference right away on both eyes? So you get a little bit more saturation. So now with the same brush, I will go into the color Emera, this one right here. And I will focus this color in the middle portion of my lid area. Emera is a little bit deeper than I thought it is, but it's okay. It's working. I think it's working regardless with this look. I don't know why I have a patch right here in the moment. Not sure why this is, but there's a little bit of a patch, but I think it's my fault somehow. I don't know how I did that, but it's there. So we will go with it. So now with my finger, I will go into the color Helio. With my middle finger. It's also a really beautiful reflective shade, and I will put this over the color Emera in the middle portion. So Emera was just our base shade to make the color Helio really pop. Now with a blending brush and no additional product on it, I will go a little bit over my crease area to blend everything a little bit nicer together. But just really, really lightly, not too much. So now I think I want a little bit more of oomph, and for that I think I will go into the color Psychedelic. It's this really glitzy one. And again, I will pick it up with my finger and I will go over the shade Helio. Just to give me a little bit more of oomph in the middle area. I have the feeling it's needing a little bit of that. And with the rest on my finger, I will put it on my brow bone. Just a little bit. Now with a denser blending brush, I will go again into the color Go-Go. And this time I will focus it on my lower lash line. And basically put it all over my lower lash line. To give me a nice base. With a small packing brush, I will basically repeat the steps I did on my lid area. So now we will go into the color Rebellion with it. And I will put it at the outer and inner portion of my lower lash line. This time I will go a little bit more inwards. And really leave just a little bit of a middle space that it's free. And with the same brush, I will go into the color Groove again and put it over the color Rebellion on my lower lash line. And I will connect my lid area with my lower lash line a little bit at the outer corner. So now, because I think the brush is working really well, with the same brush I will go into the shade Emera again and put it at the middle portion of my lower lash line where I left a little bit of a blank space. And of course over it the color Helio, also in the middle portion. For a little bit of oomph again, I will go into the color Psychedelic. And with light tapping motions, I will put this one as well in the middle area of my lower lash line. So now for my inner corner, I will go again into the color Psychedelic with the same brush again. And I will put this one in the inner corner. But this time I will also drag it a little bit upwards to give me a glittery and reddish moment. think I will push this glittery shade really far and I will go really, really strong with it. Like that. And push it to my brow bone. So guys, I think this is all for my third and final look. Now again, I will put on some mascara and do my lips, and then we will be right back with the finished result. So guys, and here's the look all zoomed out. And for my lashes, I used my Dior Show Iconic Overcurl Mascara. And for my lips, I used my mcgrath Matte Trance lipstick in the color Deep Orchid. I thought it's a really nice match with the eyes, so really love this tone. And I also really like this combo. It was the third and final look, guys. We did it. We did the 3 looks and I'm really impressed, I have to say. So let's come to my final verdict about this palette. What can I say? Is it more on the monochromatic side? Yes, of course it is. You can see it right away when you look at this palette. But I think because there are sprinkled some different tones in it, like those brownish tones, a little bit of warmer peachy tones, and you also have the berry tones, but also really beautiful light tones, toppery shades, metallic-y shades, more satiny shades. You have a really good variety of everything with this palette. So I think this is what it makes this palette stand out a little bit. I really like it. I really love the performance of it. I really love the 3 looks I got with it. Like I said, even though it's supposed to be a monochromatic type of palette, I think my looks turned out really different from one another. I think my first look was a little bit more ethereal, lightweight, beautiful, spring-like looking. My second look was more on the brownish gunmetal-y side, and I really enjoyed that as well. It was a little bit more like a rocky feeling to it, you know. I really enjoyed it, but on the same time it was wearable. It was a wearable kind of rocker look. Really enjoyed that one as well. And this time I did go really bold and a little bit more smoked out with the look. So I think I created some really different looks, not just look-wise, but also tone-wise. So yeah, this is what makes the palette really enjoyable for me and really worth it for me. I think it's a beautiful palette, and now, of course, I want more Natasha Denona palettes. I think her formulation was just stunning to work with, and I was really amazed, like I said before, how quick and easy and fast it was for me to decide which colors I wanted to use, how I wanted to combine those tones, and on the end it was so fast to put them on my eyes and make a look out of it. So really impressed with that as well. What I have to say tone-wise, the only palette that is coming really close to it that I have as well, that I can think of, is my Melt Cosmetics She's in Parties palette. I think the vibes in here are really similar. Of course, you have different formulations, so this is what makes them stand out from one another, but all in all, they have a really similar vibe to them. Here, of course, you have a little bit more colors in the Retro palette. But all in all, I think they're really similar tone-wise. What do you think? I have the feeling when I want a more grungy toned look that's really grunged up, I will stick to the She's in Parties. And also the lighter tones up here are a little bit more different than the lighter tones in here, I have the feeling. But when I want a little bit more variety, not just berries, but also a little bit more sprinkled, maybe peachy and brownish tones into my look, I can count on this one. So I think I will find me a good use out of both of them. But I really enjoy this one. So this is really the only similarity in my whole collection that I can think of. Maybe also a little bit the Mini Love palette from Natasha Denona I can think of when I look at this one, but you know, with minis, here you have so many more possibilities with this palette than I have with this one. So I think there are maybe those two matte shades that I could compare with this palette. But yeah, all in all, I'm really happy with my purchase. I think it's a nice palette. I think I can get a variety of looks with it, even though it's more like a monochromatic palette. Really happy with it. And yeah, now I'm convinced that I'm really enjoying the Natasha Denona formulation. I think it's now my 5th or 6th palette from her. So it's really time to maybe do also a ranking someday with her palettes. What do you think? I really want to do that. And I really want to show you also a little bit more, or go a little bit more in depth with my other Natasha Denona palettes that I already have in my collection with you together. So this is really a task I want to do, that I really want to give myself. So really looking forward to do that with you together. But yeah, all in all, I really like this palette, I have to say. And even though you don't have a black in here, I think with the color Rebellion and Groove, those two colors, and maybe also the color Apart, are allowing you to go deep with your look if you want to do that. But you also can do a really daytime friendly look with it. So I think time will tell how much I will use this palette actually, but I have a good feeling about that. I think this was a good decision of mine, and now I want more Natasha Denona palette, which is good and bad at the same time, you know, but I think it's more of a positive outcome because this palette convinced me now so much more that I really like her formulation. So this is all of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my 3 looks with it. If so, and if you want to see more of Natasha Denona content on this channel, please give me a thumbs up, that I know that you like this kind of content. Also subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get notifications here and there when I'm posting something new. And with that being said, guys, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed to create 3 looks with the palette, so I want to do that a little bit more on this channel. And I hope we will see each other in my next video. Until then, bye.